So you want to come to Thailand?
I swore
I was never ever going to do an entry requirements video ever again.
Me. Entry requirement. I can do all the things through PCR testing. Okay, now I'm ready. Bleep. Well, you've come to the right place, my friend, because today I will walk you through the exact steps we took in order to get here. How to enter Thailand in 2022. Will you be stressed? Guaranteed. But by knowing what to expect, you can make it all seem more manageable. Well, here we are. First things first, in our experience, entry requirements in any country at any point in time can be very, very fluid. Namaste. You could be sitting with your phone the day before, excited about your #vacay, borderline obsessively refreshing that page, but be midair, already on your flight. Things can change, and there ain't nothing you can do about it, baby. So light a candle, sage your planning space, and let's get to work. Thailand is awaiting. How can you enter Thailand right now? So starting today, February 1st, the three main programs with which you can enter is through number 1, Test and Go version 2. Number 2, the Sandbox program, which includes Phuket, Suratthani, Krabi, and Phang Nga provinces, and now also including Chonburi and Tract. Any postcard of Thailand that you have seen on the travel magazines and on TV is probably from those provinces, so guaranteed paradise. The Sandbox extension program AQ program, this is mostly for unvaccinated tourists and will need to quarantine 7/10/14 days. Honestly, from the time we got here, there have been multiple changes, and best believe there will continue to be, because just like everyone else, no one foresaw this new wave of Omicron or any new variant that might spring up. The application process is all very similar in terms of paperwork and what requirements you need. The only difference is the amount of days you're at a designated SHA plus AQ, ASQ, OQ hotel, and the number of RT-PCR testing that you will need to take. Let's begin. Eligibility. Eligibility now is open to all countries, and this was a big change because before, only countries in their low-risk list was allowed entry. So hot.
Do you need a visa? So as of 2016, they do have a bilateral agreement, and they're allowing 64 countries to enter Thailand with a visa exemption for 30 days. So therefore no visa is needed, for example, if you're coming from the UK or the United States. However, if you do plan to stay longer than 30 days, you can apply for an e-visa on this website. I will put the link down below. This will grant you a 60-day stay in the kingdom.
Different travelers will have different needs. For example, in our case, since we knew we were coming to Thailand to catch up on editing and film content, the Test and Go program made the most sense for us. Versus if you're coming here for a short vacation to visit the stunning beaches in the south, the Sandbox might make the most sense to you. So now that we have picked a program, I will walk you through the steps in the most practical order so you will have an easier time. Phase 1, booking. Get your credit cards ready because it is booking time. Ready? Are you ready? Number 1, booking your flight. Prior to even booking, we usually peep Roam to Rio or Skyscanner, and you can look at pricing per week, per month, or there is even an anytime option so you can get here saving all the mulch in the world. Mulch. Why did I say mulch? Mulch, money. But anyway, after looking there, now this part is muy importante. Pay attention. Write down that flight path you chose for what dates, with which airlines, what route, which countries you want to transit in. Then go and please, for the love of sweet baby Jesus, go and book with the airline website directly. I know saving that $50 from a third party Travel Like a Boss Airlines, that is not a real airlines, guys, might sound appealing, but trust me, booking directly with the airlines will give you the most flexibility if you need to cancel or change your flight. And the change was instantaneous, no questions asked. If you found value in this video, it helps us out so much if you click that like and subscribe button. It's letting YouTube know that, hey, yeah, Wes and Joss videos are alright. Or in our imaginations, you're jumping for joy and saying, Wes and Joss videos are freaking amazing. Another important thing is to make sure you book a single itinerary flight. Okay, I'm putting like hallelujah signs here because this was such a big lesson for us. Meaning, there's a story after this. You will be flying with one carrier all the way from your point of origin to your final destination, which is beautiful Thailand. Clarify as well with the airport that you're transiting in whether or not you would need what is called a transit visa, which you guessed right is specifically for people transiting only at airports. Unfortunately, we had a little hiccup during our pending transit to South Korea and had to get a transit visa the very last minute with us in queue at the airport. Dun 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 dun. Cue dramatic music. Watch the travel vlogs if you want to watch the drama unfold in real life. Link here. Remember that thing I said earlier about a single itinerary flight with one carrier? Yeah, we did not heed that advice because again, we were trying to squeeze that budget. Oh hey, if you want to support us and keep us on the road, consider buying us coffee, link below. We took 2 different carriers. Long story short, we ended up losing our luggage for 2 days and some really unnecessary stress, plus questionable number of days we wore our airport clothes. Lesson: one carrier to rule them all. Make sure to also include a return flight. Thai immigration just wants proof that you do intend to leave Thailand at some point and not hide out in a deserted beach island like in the movie The Beach by Leonardo DiCaprio. Booking hotels. Agoda.com is your answer here, ladies and gents. This is the best website, in our opinion, for booking accommodations in Asia specifically. Just make sure that it is an SHA Plus hotel, AQ, ASQ, or Q. It will say on your application which type you will need. Cost should be around the $200 upwards rate for the first day. But why so expensive, Ja? Well, because it has to include private transfer from the airport and the PCR testing that needs to be done. After booking, you should be emailed a confirmation letter. I have it handy. Hey. It should say confirmation letter. It says confirmation letter here. And then here it outlines what is included in the package. Insurance. The minimum insurance coverage is $50,000. We personally are using SafetyWing ever since we started our journey, and I'll put down the link below if you're interested.
Application is very easy. You just pick out your age group and the specific coverage you want, and you're done.
And then you have instant access, you have your insurance card, your coverage details, and it was accepted for a Thailand pass, no problem. Once you have all of these ready, take a pee, stretch a bit, because we will begin phase 2, the Thailand pass. Now I will quickly take you through what this application looks like. I do have my handy dandy laptop here, my sweet baby. So this is the website that you will need to go to. It is tp.consular.go.th. Let's switch to the screen recording.
Hey guys, voice over Jot here. This is the Thailand Pass website. So just make sure that your English translation is turned on. Google Chrome has this capability. And the first page that you will see is actually a pop-up window, which just says that the average processing time for the Thailand Pass is 3 to 7 days. And they do recommend that you apply at least 7 days prior to departure. Also, they do outline all the documents that you will be needing. But if you have collected all of your documents from the previous slide that I showed you with the elevator music, you should be good to go. So let's start. The next thing you will see is another pop-up window, and this is a slide specifically for Test and Go. Because they just resumed this program, they wanted to make sure that everyone is on the same page, and so this is a cheat sheet of all the requirements and the steps that you will need if you are entering under this scheme. This next page is where you will be selecting which scheme you will be entering on. So there's Test and Go, there's the Sandbox program, and there's the AQ program. I did click on all three, guys, just so I could give you a clearer picture of what to expect, and happy to report that all three are very similar in terms of the question field. So for today's demonstration purpose, I will go through the Test and Go program and just expect very similar questions for the Sandbox and the AQ. I've gone ahead and selected the Test and Go program, and the first page will be a compliance consent page where you just have to agree to it and then click confirm. Right after that, you should be seeing a purpose of arrival page, and I'm going to go through what it looks like. So the purpose of your travel, where you're coming from, which airport you are arriving at, and your flight number, your date of arrival, and then your estimated departure from Thailand. Then click register. Next, we have the personal information page where obviously you will put all of your personal information. And the thing to note here is the uploading of the passport bio photo. So you'll pick an ordinary passport if you have an ordinary passport, unless you're a diplomat where you have an official one, obviously. So the files for upload must not be bigger than 5 MB. So a screenshot will do or a phone photo will do. Just make sure that it's not the live one because that actually takes a lot of space and it's a bigger file. Also, a tip for when taking a photo for your passport, just take a photo of the bio page and not the entire full spread of it. And to avoid glare, make sure you tape the bottom to the table so there's no reflection from any direct or indirect light. We click next and we are brought here to the vaccination page, and you can tick this box if you have recovered from COVID-19 infection within the past year. And then you have to input the information for your first and second dose of the vaccine, i.e. the name of the vaccine that you have received, the date, and then upload a picture of the vaccination card. Again, same rules apply. It cannot be bigger than 5 MB, you know the drill. And then at the bottom, you just have a consent form saying that they are gathering information for purposes of the Thailand pass. And then we hit next. Woohoo! We are one step closer, guys. This is now the accommodation and contact page. So you can see they have repeated the information. They just want to make sure that you have booked the right type for the specific scheme that you are applying for. For example, for Test and Go, it needs to be an AQ and SHA Extra Plus. If you want to triple check that the booked hotel is the right one, you can click on these links down below and you can peruse this information, type in the name of your hotel, and you can be rest assured that it is a government approved facility. All right, we are back on the accommodation page. So we are filling in the information for day one booking. First, you will fill out which accommodation type you have booked, and I picked SHA Plus, and then the province where you booked it at, picking Bangkok. So accommodation name, 56 Hotel. This is the actual hotel where we stayed at. Very nice hotel, guys. I'll put the link down below if you want to stay in the same one. So you can see they auto-filled the address for us, and also input your booking number and then the check-in date and check-out date. Next, we input the prepaid RT-PCR receipt number, if any, and also upload a picture of the receipt. Next up, we fill out our day 5 booking information. So they do give you 3 options if it's the same booking as day 1, meaning it's a consecutive stay from day 1 to 5. Option 2, if it is a different booking from day 1, including if you book the same hotel but different check-in and check-out dates. So if you booked day 1, went somewhere else, and then booked day 5, so you'll have to input the information again, or if your stay in Thailand is shorter than 5 days. I just wanted to show you what that looks like if we pick the second option, which is booking 2 different hotels. So you're gonna basically fill out the same exact information as you did in the day 1. As you can see, it's the same exact question field, so I will spare everyone, and because I value your time, let's move on. Further down below, they will be asking you your permanent address outside of Thailand, your overseas mobile number, emergency contact details, and so on and so forth. And then we hit next. Awesome sauce, we have reached the last page. This is the medical insurance and additional documents page. Again, they remind you that you must read the terms and conditions of your insurance policy, just making sure that you are covered for treatment and any other COVID-related expenses such as hotel quarantine, community isolation, a hospital stay, or a hospital stay. Also, make sure that your coverage is at least $50,000 before purchasing. And lastly, they do recommend that you are covered an additional 10 days after your intended departure from Thailand, just in case you test positive right as you are about to leave. Input your insurance policy right here and then confirm that it is the minimum amount and that it covers the total duration of your stay in Thailand, your effective date, and you upload your insurance card and all that good stuff. On the bottom, you will have to tick a certification that the amount is for at least $50,000. We are at the home stretch, guys, so in the bottom part of the page, they will ask you what other countries you have visited within 14 days of arrival and upload any additional documents. For example, the receipt for the prepayment of the 2 RT-PCR tests for day 1 and day 5, any medical certificate if you have recovered from COVID-19 within the past year, any name change if in case the name on your passport is different from the name on your ticket, so on and so forth. So basically any other documents that you think that they might need that they didn't ask for, upload it here. Yay, the moment we've all been waiting for, clicking that submit button.
So now we are done with the paperwork. Woohoo! Toast to you guys for getting this far. A few points. Of course, this is not complete with a few points. I suggest you do the application no later than 7 days before your departure. They do process applications in order of pending arrival, i.e., if John, person A, is arriving a month from now versus Karen, person B, who is arriving a week later, even though they submitted at the same exact millisecond, Karen's paperwork will probably get processed first. If you have submitted your application and have not heard from them in a while, there is a helpline that you could call. They are open 24/7.
You can find this information on the first page of the Thailand Pass under Contact Us, and there you will find the 24-hour hotline numbers as well as the email that you can send your queries to. If you have an urgent matter and you need to contact them, they also provide an avenue for that, and this is the email.
Now, there will be long wait times, especially with the resumption of Test and Go program. There will probably be tens of thousands that will be flocking to the website. Will it crash? Will the helpline be super busy? Yes. But know that you'll always get through. Even if sometimes it could be hours, just try again. Remember that they are receiving thousands of inquiries, or as Emma Thompson would say, inquiries. Please be patient and just pass the time while working out or reading a book or binging Singles Inferno. In our case, our application was approved the same day. We were so surprised, but this is the reason why you should be quadruple checking all the information before you hit that submit button so you don't give them a reason to reject your application. Make sure the photos are clear with very minimal reflection.
This is a last minute addition, guys. I have been reading the forums and it seems like a lot of people have been rejected because of their hotel confirmation. Basically what happens is the people that process the Thailand Pass will contact your hotel within 72 hours to confirm that you did indeed book with them. To make sure that your hotel is on top of this, I highly suggest that you contact them either via messaging through agoda.com or actually emailing through the official hotel email, or if you could call them, please do that and give them a heads up and say, hey, I just submitted for my Thailand Pass. Can you please answer the phone when they try and confirm my booking so I can expedite the process.
Print all the documents that you have. Passport, bookings, like hotel, vaccination card, visa, if you have a transit visa, Thailand Pass, QR code, VV important. This is what we have been working towards. And of course, your negative PCR results. And I will show you the mounds and mounds of paperwork that we took with us. This is the actual paperwork that we took with us. Place in plastic sheets, or this one, which is an envelope so you can clearly see what is inside. Pack multiple pens, guys. Dongle it anywhere, whatever, in your backpack, in your fanny pack, because you will need pens in every point of the journey. Also prepare multiple masks in your personal bag. Arrival. Remember upon arrival to download the Morchana app. This is their way of tracking your progress in terms of where you are in your testing. If you want to see our experience during travel, we have a video on what it's like to travel during the pandemic linked here down below, so you can watch us birth stress pimples in real time. Yay! Would you believe me if I told you that this will be the easiest part? Yes, sir, you heard that right. Okay, so let me take you through what happens. Right after you deplane, you are ushered by really friendly people into a row of blue chairs. Once there, 2 people will come around row by row in order to tell you ahead of time which specific papers you will need to show the officer so that you are nice and ready and you're not fumbling around in your clear envelope. After about 2 minutes, you'll be called to the stall where they scan your Thailand Pass and other documentation. Super quick, no fuss, no questions. They just go over your paperwork. After that, you'll be led to the immigration control. There are multiple booths and the officers are really friendly, unlike our experience elsewhere. Peru. In passing, I had mentioned the TM6. So the TM6 is actually your arrival and departure card. This will be given during the flight, and it's a tiny form which looks like this. It just contains your arrival and departure details. They will keep the arrival form part of that card with them, but the departure card stays with you. Make sure you either staple or pin it to your passport, because this is a very important piece of tiny paper for when you want to extend your stay and during your departure. Kudos to the planning board of the Thai tourism, immigration control, airport personnel. Their system is so seamless. This was probably one of the quickest times we've had going through passport control. So after immigration, congratulations, do your happy dance, because you're in Thailand, baby. Do a celebratory kiss, New Year's Eve style. So here we are. What happens next? What happens next? You are out of immigration, you have collected your luggage. Well, seeing that this video is already 20 minutes long, we have decided that we will save that part of what happens next in the next video. So watch out for that, and I'll put the link down below and up here as well. Or you know what? Why don't you click the notification bell, my friend? All in all, the stress level, honestly guys, is very manageable. Do not lose your if you just follow their prompts. It is a very easy, straightforward process. Added bonus is that literally everyone at the airport is very nice. Worrying about things that haven't happened yet is like solving a math problem by chewing gum. And yes, I got that from a song, by the way. So pack some essential lavender oil, put an Enya playlist for when you're flying, and just imagine you're sipping cold drinks on a beach in Phuket. Paradise awaits, and we will see you here in Thailand.